All right, so today we're going to be doing an exercise called lateral indexing. And I first learned about lateral indexing by a guy named Eric Kloss. He was the saxophone player for Pat Martino. Wonderful, wonderful sax player. And what this concept basically is taking any note and turning it into a chord tone. So for instance, let's say that we're in the key, that we're in C and we have a C note, okay? That C note can be a bunch of different things. So it can be the root of a C chord, or it can be the seventh of a D minor chord. It can be the sixth of an E chord, or it can be the fifth of an F chord, and so on. So it can serve a lot of different functions. And then as you hear those notes, they start to sort of light up different sort of harmonic ideas that you can have. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off, this is just going to be a straight exercise, but we're going to start off in the key of G, or with a G note, I should say. And this G note is going to act as a number of different notes, but we're basically going to take it as the root of chords, the third of chords, the fifth of chords, and the seventh of chords. That's going to cover a lot of different chords. So let's take this from the top. Excuse me, I'll show you how we're going to do this. We're going to go through just four seventh chord shapes. So we're going to do major seventh, dominant seventh, minor seventh, and minor seventh flat 5, and we'll have for each of these positions the G note will either be the root, the third, or the fifth of each of those chords. All right, so we're going to start off here. This is going to be exercise 1. All right, exercise 1 is going to start off with the G as the root note. So we're going to start this off as a G major seventh chord, and I'm going to do the notes G, B, D, F sharp, G. Repeat that. Then I'm going to do G as the root note of a G7 chord. You hear the flat 7 there. So that's the F note. Now it's going to be a minor 7th chord. So G is going to be the root of the G minor 7 chord. That's a minor 3rd, minor 7th. And then out of the minor 7 flat 5 chord, so G, B flat, D flat, F, G. Okay, then we'll move on to the second part. All right, so now we're going to take this as a, the G note is going to be the third of either E or E flat chord. So we're going to start off, it's going to be the third of an E flat major 7th chord. It's going to go like this. Third of an E flat dominant 7th. You can hear that flat 7 there. Flat 7. Now it's going to be the third of an E minor 7th chord. So not E flat, but E minor. Song. And then we're going to do the third of an E flat minor, or an E minor 7 flat 5. So E, D flat, B, E, G. All right, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. Okay, so we're going to start off with the G note now as the fifth of C chords, or C sharp chords. So we're going to start off with C major 7. That's going to be the fifth of the C major 7. B, C, E, G. Then it's going to go to the C7 chord. So that's a flat 7. minor 7, so C, B flat, C, oh sorry, G, B flat, C, E flat, G. And then finally, it's going to be the fifth of a C minor 7 flat, C sharp minor 7 flat 5, so it's going to be D, C sharp, E, G. Pretty cool sound. Good, and now on to the last iteration. Okay, so now we're going to have this as the seventh of either an A or an A flat chord. So we're going to start off, the G note is going to be the seventh of A flat major 7. Now it's going to be the seventh of A 7 chord. A minor 7. And A minor 7 flat 5. And hopefully that's going to help you to sort of hear the different possibilities of any note that you play of what it could be. You know, whether it's that chord or that chord or that chord, you know, I mean, whatever chord that might be that that you're hearing the different intervals. So it'll sort of train your ear to be able to hear how a note fits into the chord, and it also gives you some patterns for playing through the arpeggios. Hope that's helpful. God bless until next time.